Hey, what's happening, guys? Willie here at the Great Outdoors. Hey, recently I've been going through my camping equipment because for me the season's going to be coming back around pretty soon. And I know some of you there is no season, but for me there is a season. 'Tis the season to not be freezing, and that's how I look at it. Don't care what you think. Think of me however you will. What kind of camper are you? Are you the camper that puts a hammock between two trees? Are you a minimalist? Said that right the first time. Pretty proud of that, actually. Or maybe you're the guy, or girl, or whoever, in between a 50-foot fifth wheel pulled by your $100,000 pickup truck. Maybe that's your version of camping. Regardless of what your version of camping is, there's three things you can't get away from. I don't care if you're in the hammock or the fifth wheel. These three things are part of camping. Sleeping, eating, and... well, that third thing, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody does it. But regardless, I'm leaving that up to you. Let's be grown up about it. But sleeping and eating are two important things, okay? Today, what we're going to be talking about is the Coleman Cascade 18. That's right, it's a little single burner stove that runs off of the green, the small green propane tanks. And it looks like it's made pretty well. Now, we all know that Coleman has been around since the beginning of time, or at least since the beginning of camping, whenever that began. I don't know when it became camping. I'm sure when the pilgrims or whoever were coming across the plains in the wagon trains, pretty sure they didn't call it camping. Pretty sure it was living. I mean, I dare you to go up to Cochise and say, hey man, I love your tent. And let's talk about campers, for example. How can a person who camps be a camper, and how can something with wheels stuck to the bottom of it that you drag to a campground be a camper? It can't be both. Doesn't make sense. Hey, that's a nice camper. What, are you talking about Bob? No, I'm talking about his camper. Well, Bob's a camper. No, he's not. He's a person that camps. Yeah, he's a camper. Well, then what's the thing he drug up here behind his truck? That's a camper. The English language can be confusing, especially when you hear me talking. We're going to go outside, hook this thing up to a little propane bottle, and we're going to find something we can cook, and I'm going to give you my little opinion. That's right, not a review, just a re-pinion. My opinion of how the little Coleman Cascade works. You have one burner, one valve, high and low kind of thing there. You have a removable grill top for your frying pan to sit on top of, or if you're boiling water, whatever. And the thing I like is it has one of these little, that's right, it sparks, just like a regular grill. Now, I'm sure at some point that'll wear out, but I don't think I'll ever wear it out. But let's go outside and give this thing a try, see what it's like, and I don't know, maybe some of you guys are interested in getting one of these little things. I got it at Ollie's. That's right, me and Ollie are pretty tight. He gets me in a lot of trouble, if you want to know the truth. He's the one that causes my camping equipment to grow exponentially until it's gone past what I realized it was. Anyway, let's go find something to cook, and I'll give you my best opinion of it. So, what did I think of the Coleman Cascade 18 stove? Little propane stove. What did I think? I'll tell you what I thought. This is my opinion, mind you. It worked great. When I hooked the canister up and turned the valve on, valve is technically a valve, it's your burner control, and heard the gas pass through, hit the little clicker, bang, just like that. No second or third click. As soon as I hit the clicker, it fired right off, had a completely even burn all the way around. It did great. It did perfectly fine. Exactly what you would have expected from something made by Coleman. I know in today's world, you know, quality changes. This was made in China, and that's kind of the way of the world these days, but it still carries the Coleman name, and it still worked great, just like the days of old. I went with pancakes because pancakes are a very easy thing to deal with, and it was also the next day, and it was early in the morning, and pancakes. Do I think it could cook steaks? Yes. Hamburgers, hot dogs, and all that? Yes, very well. That was a 10-inch frying pan that I was using, and it is a burner ready frying pan, meaning a gas, you can use it on gas. I actually bought that at Ollie's while I was there because the frying pans that we had inside, I wasn't exactly sure they could go on an open flame, considering that my stove here in the house is electric. My cast iron stuff can, but that's packed away in the camper and I wasn't going to break all that out. So I just went ahead and for $8, I got a nice frying pan that works with electric and gas, and that way I'll always know and I can take it with me. It's a perfectly good little stove. Worked great. It's 13 by 13 by 3.3. 3.3. 13 by 13 by 3.3. 8,000 BTUs. It worked perfectly fine. The only thing I noticed that was a little weird was where you put the canister and connect it to the stove itself comes off the right hand side, or had to because my table was narrow but long. If you try to turn it where the control valve is facing you for your flame height and your heat, the canister wanted to go off the back of the table. So if you do have one of those little narrow camping tables, you will have to turn it sideways, which is what I guess they consider sideways. So the connection point is long ways with your table, and that will put your control valve on the left-hand side, which is not a deal breaker by any means. You just control it with your left hand and just go from there. Or you spin it around the other way and control it with your right hand and try to flip your burgers with your left hand. I'm not left-handed, so I wouldn't even make that attempt. So that's why, for me, the control valve was on the left-hand side. Now that's enough about that. Not a deal breaker. It worked perfectly fine. Now, let's talk about the price real quick. If you can see that, I think it's close enough for you to see. $29.99, and that was at Ollie's. They had a big Coleman closeout. Tents and all that stuff, which is where I got my tent at last year. And so I had a coupon for 15% off and wound up getting that thing for about 25 bucks. That's a great deal. That's a really great deal. If you can find that kind of deal, good luck to you. If you did pay full price or are going to pay full price, whatever the full price may be for you, I've seen it as low as $49 and I've seen it as high as $75 looking online trying to find it. But if you're looking for something compact, a single burner that will handle up to a 12-inch frying pan and make it somewhat compact and not have the big grill and the black stone and all that stuff, you can't go wrong with that little guy. Unless you want to go electric. That's totally up to you. You do have to have little propane cans to be able to use it, which does not bother me in any way, shape, or form. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. It was a tasty video. That's right. I ate all 4 of them big old pancakes. Haven't ate like that in a long time, as a matter of fact. I'm feeling it. I'm not going to lie. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe thing there. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up thing there if you liked the video. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Ask me a question about the grill if you like. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's in a very pleasant color. It's not in that typical deep green like Coleman used to be. So I liked it. Loved using it. Looks like it'll be easy to clean up. Easy to pack away and store. Easy to use. Can't ask for more than that. Thank you guys for watching. Totally appreciate every one of you. We'll see you on the next one. whatever the next one may be. But I'm definitely not getting up from here saying I'm hungry this time. I'm not hungry. I'm not even close to hungry. Won't be hungry for a couple of days probably. Pancakes, they stay with you. They stick to the ribs. Hey, boo.